Welcome to Sakshi Education. Today we are going to learn the current affairs of August 1st to August 10th, 2018. So these current affairs is helpful for all the national level examinations as well as the state level examinations. So it may be for the TSPSC or APPSC examinations, the people who are preparing right now. And also the current affairs and the GK section is very important for bank, SSC, railways as well as the defense exams too. So therefore we will start the first 10 days of current affairs. So let's start with the persons in news. Very first is CB Ananthakrishnan. So CB Ananthakrishnan is being appointed as the new director of HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Earlier he worked as executive director for HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which was established in the year 1940 with headquarters at Bengaluru. And the CMD for HAL is Suvarna Raju. Next, S. Gopakumar was appointed as new general manager and the director for United India Insurance Limited. And S. Gopakrishnan was earlier working in United India Insurance Limited itself. Okay, now he is being promoted as the new director and general manager for United India Insurance Company Limited. It is the second largest general insurance company in India, which was established in the year 1938 with headquarters at Chennai, and it was nationalized during 1972. And remember, during February 2018, the Government of India under Ministry of Finance has announced that merging of three important general insurance companies. So general insurance companies like United India Insurance Company, Oriental Insurance Company Limited and National Insurance Company Limited. So these three will be merged together to form a single GIC, like we have LIC, a public sector unit. So S. Gopa Kumar is being appointed as new director of United India Insurance Company Limited. So this may appear in the examination. So insurance is very important for the examination point of view, like banking sector. Next, Deepak Parekh. So Deepak Parekh, a noted banker, is being reappointed as non-executive director for HDFC Bank. And HDFC Bank, that is Housing Development Finance Corporation, is the second largest private bank in India after ICICI. And Deepak Parekh, a noted banker, okay, is being reappointed as non-executive director of HDFC Bank. Next, Aditya Vikram and Pramod Chandra Modi are being appointed as the new members for CBDT. CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes. So this is the apex body for direct taxes, and the chairman for CBDT is Sushil Chandra. So remember, Aditya Vikram and Pramod Chandra both are being appointed as the members of CBDT, the apex body for direct taxes in India. And for indirect taxes, it is CBEC, Central Board of Excise and Customs. Next, three new judges are being appointed for Supreme Court. So they are promoted from the High Court, okay, to the Supreme Court. So they are Justice K.M. Joseph. He was the CJ of Uttarakhand High Court. Next, Justice Indira Banerjee. Indira Banerjee was the High Court of Madras. And finally, Justice Vineet Saran. So he worked as CJ of Odisha High Court. So these three High Court CJs were being promoted to the post of new judges to the Supreme Court. Now the total judges of Supreme Court has went to 25. So Supreme Court is the apex court in the country, which is based in New Delhi. And coming to high courts, there are nearly 24 high courts in India working in the respective states. So some high courts are being, some states jurisdiction is being attached to the some other high courts like Goa for Mumbai, and then like Andaman Nicobar Islands for Kolkata High Court. So in this way you just have a look over it. So these also regularly appear in the examinations. So come what may, so in any examination, these are the questions from the judiciary sector. So who is being appointed, okay, as the new judges for Supreme Court, or what are the bill is being held in the Supreme Court. So what are the verdict given by the Supreme Court regarding the bills. So these will definitely appear in the examination. Next, Harivansh. Okay, so a new and the first MP from Bihar for Rajya Sabha belonging to JDU party was being elected as new deputy chairman for Rajya Sabha. So recently Rajya Sabha elections was being held for electing the deputy chairman. So it is Harivansh who is being appointed as the new deputy chairman for Rajya Sabha, and the chairman for Rajya Sabha is M. Venkaiah Naidu, who is also the vice president of India. So these are the people who are in news, the persons in news. And coming to the national affairs. So national affairs, in the national events, Focal, a new portal was being launched. Okay, the Focal is being launched by IWAI, that is Inland Waterways Authority of India. It is the apex body for inland transportation, inland water transportation, and the Focal stands for Forum of Cargo Owners and Logistics Operators. So this Focal is being launched by IWAI to connect cargo owners and shippers with real time data availability for accessing. So the Focal is a new portal launched by IWAI, and IWAI was being established in 1986 with headquarters at Noida, and its chairman is Nutan Guha Biswa, Miss Nutan Guha Biswa, and in India nearly 4,506 kilometers of inland water transportation is being covered by 6 national waterways. And the government of India has approved 101 more national waterways for India. Since last 2 years, the work is being going on. So how you study for national highways, that is National Highways Authority of India, you must also concentrate on this Inland Waterways Authority of India. And remember the Bharatmala and the Sagarmala projects. Bharatmala is for development of national highways and connectivity of the villages and towns. And coming to Sagarmala, this is development of water transportation. Okay, following. So complete the major ports or the minor ports through external transportation to the internal inland waterway transportation, because majorly 70 to 80% of cargo transportation takes place through water itself. So Inland Waterways Authority of India is a major apex body, okay, for regulating the water transportation within the country. Okay. So Focal is the new portal being launched by IWAI. Next, Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister of India has approved LIC and IDBI Bank deal. That is, IDBI Bank's 51% major stake is being purchased by LIC. So it may be called as a bailout package, or else to recapitalize the IDBI. So nearly 10,000 to 13,000 crores is being spent by LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, to IDBI Bank, Industrial Development Bank of India. So it is the largest and the apex industrial bank in India. So based on the share value of IDBI, so LIC is going to invest in IDBI, or else it is going to take up the IDBI bank. So Union Cabinet is being has approved this LIC and IDBI deal. Next, LIC was being established on 1st September 1956, okay, whose headquarters are in Mumbai, and chairman is V.K. Sharma. And coming to IDBI Bank Limited, IDBI Industrial Development Bank of India is Apex Industrial Bank, which was established in 1964, and in 2004 it was given a commercial bank status by Reserve Bank of India. So, not only the industrial banking services, even to the commercial banking services, nothing but okay, providing banking services to the common man is also being held by IDBI Bank Limited. So, its chairman is B. Sriram. And now another important current affairs point is Assam government has for the first time has released a draft, okay, stating that 40 lakh illegal citizens are staying in India. So, with the census of Assam, it is known that 40 lakh illegal citizens are being staying in India, and the government of Assam to take a action regarding this. So, most of the illegal citizens are from Bangladesh or else Myanmar or staying in Assam. The government of India is also planning to solve this major issue. Next, Ministry of Culture under Government of India has launched Seva Bhoj Yojana. Seva Bhoj Yojana, under this the government is going to reimburse the tax paid by charities, temples and religious institutions back, okay, whoever provides distribution of free food to the devotees or to the public under IGST or under GST, okay, that is Central Goods and Service Tax or Integrated Goods and Service Tax. If any religious institutions or charitable trust has paid the tax under GST, okay, will be reimbursed back, okay, only for those who will provide food free of cost to the devotees or to the public. So, therefore, in the examination point of view, IGST and CGST is exempted from the distribution of food, okay, to the dash, that is charitable institutions or the religious institutions. Next, Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Raman Singh and Bollywood actress Kangana Ranaut both has launched a mobile distribution scheme under Sanchar Kranti Yojana in Chhattisgarh. So, under this Sanchar Kranti Yojana, a free mobile that is smartphone distribution will be held, okay, to women and the students to access to the government services and to get information about the educational opportunities. So, this is the first initiative by the Chhattisgarh government to distribute free smartphones to the students and women. And regarding this banking and finance, so this topic is very important, banking and finance in any examinations. Okay, why? Because you cannot see a question paper without the question from banking sector or insurance sector. So, therefore, so here Reserve Bank of India has released its third bi-monthly statement on 1st of August 2018. So, according to which Reserve Bank of India has projected the India's GDP to be expected to at 7.4% for 2018-19 and 7.5% growth rate for 2019-20. So, and also Reserve Bank of India has projected that the inflation to grow at 4.8% of the total. And also Reserve Bank of India has increased the key policy rates up to 25 basis points. Okay. So, the new basis points of RBI is like this. The repo rate is at 6.5% and the reverse repo at 6.25%, bank rate is at 6.75% and MSFR rate is also at, that is marginal standing facility rate is also at 6.75%. The CRR, that is cash reserve ratio, is at 4%, and SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, stood at 19.5%. So these are the new key policy rates of Reserve Bank of India. This is very useful for bank examinations, of course. Okay, even in the SSC exams and railways exams, in TSPSC exams like executive or non-executive, the upcoming SI constables or else VRO group 4 examinations, these questions may be asked. What is the current repo rate? What is the current reverse repo rate? Okay, and what is the rate for CRR, cash reserve ratio? It is 4% since last 6 years. So such kind of questions will be asked in any examination. So don't miss these key policy rates at all. Next, NHAI, National Highways Authority of India, has inked MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, with SBI, State Bank of India, for long term unsecured loan of rupees 25,000 crores for up to 10 years. This is the first time that NHAI has signed a highest amount, that is 25,000 crores as unsecured loan. Even State Bank of India's highest long term loan, that is up to 10 years of rupees highest amount 25,000 crores, is also signed for the first time. So State Bank of India is the largest public sector undertaking, okay, and NHAI, National Highways Authority of India, is one of the largest profitable PSUs, public sector undertakings, under Government of India. So therefore, this unsecured loan of 25,000 crores is being signed between these two public sector units. What is then unsecured loan? So unsecured loan, it is a no principal repayment of up to first 3 years. So no need to pay the principal amount of for the total money up to 3 years is known as unsecured loan. Next, it's a major initiative in LPG, that is Union Government has achieved 5 crore free LPG connections under Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. So Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana was launched in May 2016. Okay, in the couple of years, that is by August 2018. So the Government of India has achieved 5 crore free LPG connections to the citizens. World Health Organization has appreciated the Government of India and also recognized that Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana is one of the decisive interventions of Government of India, which is striving to eliminate and eradicate poverty, as also to overcome indoor air pollution within the country. So therefore, World Health Organization has recognized the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Okay, such kind of questions may be asked in the exam. So Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, why it is in news? So it has crossed nearly distribution of 5 crore free LPG connections, that is liquid petroleum gas connections, LPG connections to the citizens for the betterment of women in India, as well as even World Health Organization also recognized the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. And Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana slogan is Swachh Indhan Behtar Jeevan. So this is the slogan of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. So every bit, so every word is important for GK and current affairs in the examination point of view. Next, 141st birth anniversary of Pingali Venkaiah was being observed on 2nd of August 2018. So it is the 141st birthday of Sri Pingali Venkaiah, who is known as the designer of Indian national flag. So he was born in 1876 on of 2nd August, okay, in Andhra Pradesh state. And on 22nd July 1947, the Constituent Assembly has adopted the flag designed by Pingal Venkaya as the national flag of India. Next, remember we have a flag code of India 2002, according to which there are some provisions and restrictions for using the national flag. So, just have a gist over it. Okay. Next, Ministry of Textiles launches Sati app, that is sustainable and accelerated adaptation of textile technology to help women, to help small scale industries. So, Sati app is being launched by Ministry of Textiles.